Could our Baltimore Ravens have a big move on the way? Well, a lot of us have been speculating that they could, and that's because of this. Let's read the report from Brian McFarland. He said, still tracking down details, but it appears the Baltimore Ravens did a simple restructure of Roquan Smith's contract to create some breathing room cap space. It looks like they converted $12 million of his $15 million base salary into a bonus, creating $8 million in cap space for this year. More details to be determined, and y'all know the first person who came to my mind. And that was my guy, hashtag JC24. Put in the comment section, hashtag JC24 for our guy, Jadeveon Clowney. And I wasn't the only person that thought of that. Shout out to my guy, Dylan Bauer, and his dad, John, too. I appreciate y'all watching the videos. Much love to the both of y'all. Now, with Jadeveon Clowney, the reason that I say him, I've been saying him all offseason. Y'all already know what time it is over here. But when we think about this Bills game, and we think about just how bad our pass rush looked. Now, I will say, and I've said it before, when you're playing Josh Allen, you can't rush Josh Allen like a normal quarterback because he presents so many different challenges. But at the same time, would you say that you can't rush Lamar Jackson like a normal quarterback? I would say so. And Bill's pass rush looked just fine to me because Lamar Jackson had to run for his life a lot of times. So going against Josh Allen is no excuse for a poor, bad, abysmal pass rush. So why not Jadeveon Clowney? I mean, you brought him in a couple of years ago, and he was fantastic for you. He was amazing. It was great. We love Jadeveon Clowney. This would be such a smart move for the Baltimore Ravens. Why not? Because if you sign him now, too, his salary ain't guaranteed. So worst case scenario, even though I know this wouldn't happen because Jadeveon Clowney's a baller, but worst case scenario, if you brought him in and he didn't look so good, it wasn't all what you hoped it would be, then you could just cut ties. But again, I know that's not going to happen because Jadeveon Clowney is one of them guys, and Jadeveon Clowney is like that. You may be saying, oh, if he was like that, he would be on a team already, right? I get you, but he's just waiting for Baltimore Ravens to make that call. Now, if not Jadeveon Clowney, then who? Then what could it be for? There have been some other people saying, oh, man, I hope the Baltimore Ravens, they're thinking about bringing in a right guard. Now, that right there, that's way more far-fetched than me hoping for Jadeveon Clowney to be reunited with the team. But what do the Baltimore Ravens even really need? That's such a crazy question because, again, this team is stacked. This team is loaded, and they ain't even fully healthy yet. The other day in the Bills game, they had Keaton Mitchell as a healthy scratch. We ain't even got Isaiah Likely playing. Patrick Ricard, he still ain't back yet. So we ain't even at full force yet, but we still stacked. So in the comment section, let me know what you think this money move is for. Who do you think the Baltimore Ravens are bringing in? And what do you think the Baltimore Ravens should do? When they were showing a replay during the Bills game of Lamar Jackson retaliating to that fan that not only pushed him, but pushed DeAndre Hopkins too, I was thinking, oh boy, here we go. Please, NFL, don't do it because that fan should not have touched Lamar Jackson at all. And I guess the league was watching because this report came out yesterday. It said the NFL says it will not discipline Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson for his interaction with a fan in Buffalo on Sunday night. The matter has been addressed by the club and there is no further action from the league. So NFL, good job. You got this one right. My favorite part of the videos is right now when we get to hear from you. Send an email to teamkeepitclean@gmail.com to take part in it, or you can go to patreon.com/Ingravenvids if you want to show the channel a little extra love and support and become a Team Keep It Clean patron like my guy Trowne did. And my apologies because I always mess his name up. I'm so sorry, and I probably messed it up again just now. But just know that I love you. Now, I would have loved it even more if you would have started us off with a question, but I do seriously appreciate your support. Harbz, we love you, but you gotta go. Next question came from my guy, Steph'on. He said, what's up, bro, clean? I pray you and the family are blessed. Listen, this trend has been going on for way too long. I live in the Charlotte area, and Harbz reminds me of John Fox and Ron Rivera for the Panthers. Talented teams, but can't seal the deal. The best of the wheels off team for the 3 quarters, and then call the dogs only to have a really close game or lose. This Ravens team is uber talented, supreme superstars everywhere. He's got to go. As a former player and coach with 13 of my former players having multiple D1 offers, I know the game very well, and your players are going to always replicate your DNA on the field. And as it seems, the Ravens are showing soft tendencies, he put soft in all caps, soft tendencies and nice guy emotions, which are costing them games and championships. We need a coach like Nick Saban, Rex Ryan, maybe even John Gruden with some fire and a pair of those big things between our legs. EDC, I know he's your boy, but he's got to go. Hashtag Blackbird Bully Ball. Ooh, that boy got some strong words right there. And yeah, the team follows the coach. So what I'm hoping is that John Harbaugh, he could change some stuff up this year. He can come in with a different mentality, and it starts this week against Cleveland. Next question came from my guy Scott. He said, first thing first, let me keep it clean and thank you for a great video. I know it's hard to take a loss like we did against the Bills, but we need to focus on the Browns and keep attacking their defense. We have some new players on our defense side, so they will figure out each other hopefully soon. Enough, we need to start off strong after week 1, and Henry said it's on him, so let's not put negative on our players and coaches. We will do better. I have faith on our team, so thank you for reading my email. No, thank you for even sending it. Next question came from my guy Elijah. He said, I noticed since we lost our defensive coordinator, Mike McDonald, Patrick Queen, and Clowney, our defense has been downhill since then. In 2023, it was our offense. Now it's our defense, and offense ain't the problem no more. What happened? Like, I don't even know to be happy when we score or get a lead at this point, or even get happy when we play at this point. And Josh Allen had his way the whole game, no pressure at all, giving up plays. Where's the effort? There's no reason we should put up 40 and lose by 15 points. Something's got to change. Is this the same thing every year? We got the pieces. We got to play football. And go get Clowney, please. Yeah, you know where I'm at with that one. We need him. We need pressure. He's a free agent. Let's go get him still, Flock Nation. Next question came from my guy Anthony. He said, what's up, Ingravenvids? Hope you and the family are blessed. I'll make this short. Harbaugh said some crazy things about Kyle Hamilton and Keith Mitchell in that press conference. He's now getting called out on ESPN and stuff. Is he on the hot seat and losing the locker room? Hot seat, I will say no, not yet, because it's one game. There's a lot of the same tendencies, a lot of the same issues, but it's one game. So hot seat, I will say no, not yet. Losing the locker room? Not yet. Winning can cure a lot of what's going on, and he basically called Kyle Hamilton stupid, pretty much. I thought he graduated from Notre Dame. Whatever he said, but losing the locker room, no. He ain't there yet. It ain't that bad. It was some rough comments, but it ain't that bad right now. Next question came from my guy Moore, and he said, fire John Harbaugh right now. I'm so tired of this. I know everyone is going to be saying this, but it's the same thing every time. Harbaugh does not know how to handle pressure. Every single time under 3 minutes, run, short pass, every single time. He will never change his formula no matter how many times the Ravens offense was dominating all game until they knew exactly what Harbaugh was going to do because he does it 100% of the time. Run, check down. Harbaugh will never change. It's the same story every single time, and I don't know why I can expect this year to be any different. Our playoff game will end just like this with scared ball playing not to lose and not playing to win. We need to change at head coach, not because he is bad, but because he is predictable. Ooh, see, I appreciate you saying that because Harbaugh's not a bad coach, but the predictability. Mike Tomlin called it out a long time ago. He said the Eagles fired Andy Reid, and it worked out for both the Eagles and Andy Reid. Both of the parties won Super Bowls, plural, Super Bowls, yes. He said since he left for KC, maybe this could be similar. Hey. Next question came from my guy Plex. He said, first game of the season, but 18 years of the same thing. What's up, Ingraven? I hope you and the fam are doing well, but Harbaugh got to go, LOL. It's not just the first game of the season. This game was a repeat of all the unacceptable losses we've had under his tenure. It starts at the top. We played prevent on defense, prevent on offense, and we prevented a win. Were there plays that contributed to the loss that had nothing to do with coaching? Sure. Derrick Henry fumble, Luke missed the extra point. That would have had us up 3. There were other plays, but we played timid towards the end, and that's how we typically lose. It's always something. Am I surprised? No. Am I upset? No. Am I tired? Yes. We need a new voice at the helm, someone with some grit, someone that plays to win and not to lose. We put up 40 points, so that should be more than enough to win. We have too much invested into the defense for no one to have made a play. We got those 2-point conversion stops, but nobody made the play, the forced turnover, no stop when it needed to happen. This is like a playoff game. I don't know. I send this same type of message every year, LOL. Hopefully, I don't have to send something similar in January or February. But this team needs to come to they need a come to Jesus meeting. I'm also an Ohio State fan. Prior to winning the Natty, they had an awful loss to Michigan for the 4th consecutive year. There was a team meeting. Players said some things, and the team came out fire in the playoffs. Those were college kids holding coaches accountable. I need this team to do the same. Hey, Kyle Vanoy said the defense, they had a defense dinner with players only, so maybe this is the first step in the right direction. Next question came from my guy, Alex. He said, hey, how's it going? Hope all is well with you and the family. This is my second question sent in for the week. I hope that's okay. I'm still at a loss for words after Sunday night's loss. I just finished watching and listening to the Marlon Humphrey on the defensive struggle against the Bills. He said Harbaugh told them that they're not mature enough as a team and have to work on their maturity. Isn't that Harbaugh as a head coach or Zach Orr to work on that? What about the beginning of last year when we were struggling on defense? New season, and here we go again. This shouldn't be happening, right? Especially when our roster is pretty much the same, even without Marcus Williams and Eddie Jackson. They look very similar to when we were on defense. It almost feels like Harbaugh shifts the blame to his players instead of himself. I may be wrong, but what are your thoughts on this? You know what's crazy? My wife said the same exact thing. When she was watching the press conference with me, John Harbaugh's press conference, she said, man, it really seemed like he puts the blame on other people instead of himself. And I was like, wow. She don't even be watching the presses, but she was able to catch that. And I said, well, that's no. But anyway, he said, thanks for everything. No, thank you. But with John Harbaugh, accountability is important. Accountability can show that you know that you can get some stuff wrong, because we all do. We all do. But it can also help you earn even more respect. The players obviously respect John Harbaugh. They love John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh's a player's coach. But being accountable is something that a lot of times we've seen over the years that he's struggled with here and there. So I think it's important that no, that was on me. You know what? They go as I go, and I wasn't going right, so that's on me. I'll get it right. But, hey, actions speak louder than words, so he could say all the right things, and even if he said all the right things, we know a lot of Ravens fans still wouldn't want to hear it. So those actions start on Sunday against Cleveland. Next question came from 314KT. He said, what's up, big dog and team? Keep it clean. I want to go what I was going to say about us being like Philly versus Dallas. I was saying I hope it doesn't be wild and surprising like 2 players out before the game with an injury and a disqualification. A.J. Brown not getting the rock, CD playing hot potato, and then the weather. But our game was nowhere near that. But it was depressing when I tell you. I get so depressed just mentioning that game. And we have to stop blaming people so much and start sitting down and talk about what needs to be adjusted. Because last season when they moved things around, like putting Kyle in the safety spot, they started to get back to dominating. Even though they still had some tweaks to fix, they still led the team to the playoffs and winning the division. Let me know if I'm wrong. And man, when I tell you I saw them come back, I was like, wow. But when I saw that field goal, man, I placed my phone down and sat on the edge of my bed like maybe I was the problem. No, don't. It ain't on you, my friend, but I get what you're saying. It can hurt. It's like a punch in the gut, and it's like you watching somebody get ready to punch you, and you just sitting there, and you can't even do anything about it, so you just take it. That's exactly how I feel watching the Baltimore Ravens lose the way that they did. Next question came from my guy Sebastian. He said, hey, Ingraven, here's what to look for in the upcoming Browns game. Starting with the offense, I think we can get a lot of great matchups with our wideouts. Denzel is a great corner, but he can only cover one guy. I think this game is going to be an everyone eats game. They won't have 140 plus again, even though he has the ability to. The Ravens are going to try and get better at getting other guys the ball. Only 2 other players had 2 catches last week. I'm really proud of Zay Flowers, and we know he can step up when it matters. But what can we see out of Mark and Bate, who are great, but had a harder time getting open last week? Well, this is a game for Mark Andrews right here. He loves going up against the Browns, so I expect him to get probably at least 2 touchdowns. Anyway, he said defensively, we need to see what Zach Orr wants to do against a different quarterback in Flacco and how he approaches the game. As last week, he took a very conservative approach with Josh Allen and decided to focus on containing him, which we did a horrible job of. So we got the worst of both worlds. I want to see Mike Green out there more, and I assume he's not worried about Joe Flacco scrambling. So guys are going to be able to pin their ears back and go get the quarterback. And if they can't against this O-line, then we need to start opening up the blitz packages. For the secondary, it's the same idea. I felt we were even conservative with our depth. A few plays I saw outside corner 7 to 10 yards off. Zach is a great coach, but I think being a younger guy, he feels that he needs to let the defense be the reason we don't lose instead of being the reason we dominate teams. Hopefully he lets our ballers go out and ball. Thanks for listening and giving me a platform to talk about our favorite Ravens. I appreciate you, Sebastian. Next question came from my guy, Derrick. He said, hey, Ingraven, just seen your video, man. To me, you know what the problem has been in the Lamar and EDC era, but just the lack of turnovers, but the lack of true elite edge rushers. Ravens once had that since the beginning with Michael McCrary, Peter Boulware, Terrell Suggs, Trevor Price, Bart Scott, Elvis Dumerville, and Lodi Nada. That 2006 unit was a thing of beauty, the same way that Ozzie used to avoid making receivers his priority. I think EDC is doing that with edge rushers. It's unfair to expect Calvin Noy to do what he did in 2023 and 24 at his age and away as a project player. Man, no disrespect. He's just not what you call a TJ Watt, Micah Parsons, and the aforementioned Terrell Suggs. Ingraven, if we had T. Sizzle and Elvis Dumerville out there on that field, the 2011 of Suggs and Dumerville, then we win. Oh, yeah, pass rush is super, super important. That's why I say, hey, hashtag JC24. Next question came from my guy Tyrek. He said, I miss Wink. You on your own with that one. But anyway, he said, this is not a question. This is just me venting. This defense looks nothing like the Ravens defenses back then. I believe, or I thought we had DBs that can line it up and play man with anybody, but it looked bad out there for certain people like Jair Alexander. We couldn't get to Josh Allen to save our life. If we not get into the quarterback with a 4-man front, go back to that Wink Martindale defense where we sent the crib and cover on the back end. Well, he sent the crib a little too much. He sent the crib. He sent everybody in the crib, the babies, the adults, the aunts, uncle. He sent everybody. And that will leave people on an island. So if they could go to more of a Mike McDonald approach where there's a lot more balance but still created a lot of problems, then that will be a winning formula. Next question came from my guy Zlager. He said, we good, Flock Nation. It's only one game in my opinion, but nonetheless just one game. We will bounce back. We did go 0-2, then went full throttle last season. Just keep our heads up and have a great day. But he also said Daniel Falele got to go. So it don't sound like you were having a great day after looking at that offensive line. But he said, I'm no longer watching Nick Wright because I find him annoying. Last year when we lost to Buffalo, he said, Lamar Jackson did a great comeback and almost won, but he made mistakes, so it's his fault. But when Patrick Mahomes loses to the Chargers, it's Chris Jones made a mental mistake that deprived Mahomes of a chance at an all-time comeback. Why do they have to come back? Isn't it Mahomes' fault too? I understand the team-first mentality, but if we look at it objectively, Mark Andrews cost us that game. No NFL player is a robot. Everyone makes mistakes, some bigger than others. I just don't understand the double standard. When Mahomes loses, they find someone else to blame, but when Lamar loses, it's all his fault. Am I tripping or not? I sent you the clips on IG so you can see what I'm talking about. They are less than 10 seconds long. Yeah, I mean, again, with Nick Wright, you got to remember, he is a professional Baltimore Ravens fans troll. He is a professional Baltimore Baltimore Ravens rage baiter, so you cannot take what he says serious. And he also said, I was thinking about it, and we can't grill Jair Alexander for getting cooked all game. If we really think about it, he didn't just practice for almost all of August. I just did my homework in the middle of typing this message, so forgive me if anything don't make sense. OTAs started April 21st. He signed June 18th, so he missed OTAs. He got hurt August 3rd and didn't practice until September 3rd, and that was limited. With that being said, he hasn't really had time to learn how to fit into with the Baltimore Ravens. He will be better. I'm not really mad about the loss on Sunday anymore. We all know we making it to the playoffs. We just have to be better in January when it comes around. I'm still standing on Daniel Farley. Got to go. Where is Ben Cleveland? Farley didn't miss any training camp, and he's been on the team, so he should know his role. I know this message was long, and I sent another long message yesterday, so I understand if you don't get to both of my messages. All good, my friend. And he also said, Jerry Jeudy talking spicy. I'm going to need Crash Out Kyle to knock his block off. Whoa! Next question came from my guy Jason. He said, good morning, just needed to vent. If we have no pass rush, our linebackers and secondary will continue to get shredded in this current NFL. Somebody needs to be the leader among those men and get them motivated to hunt. We have no killer attitudes on our defense. Nobody is feared. If Mike Green is the guy, then let him go after him. This could be the biggest stain on EDC with this roster. If he doesn't hit that button now, we need a game record. And with this current group, they are lacking that mentality. Bring in my guy, JC24, man. EDC, they talking to you. Anyway, he said, thank you for the time and all of your content. It's just so nice to hear the relatable voice for all Ravens fans each day. I appreciate that, man. Get Zach Orr out the door. Next question came from my guy TJ. He said, for us to lose that game, fire Zach Orr, man. If he ain't got it by now, he ain't going to get it later. For Tyler Monken to try and do a run play with Zay Flowers, terrible call. He about to need to go as well. And I'm just tired of Harbaugh, period. There's no way we should have lost that game. No way. That's just sickening and a disgrace to all Ravens fans, and the Ravens themselves need to be ashamed of that loss for the rest of the season. No way, Ingraven, we should have lost that game. I think every single one of us would agree with you for sure. He said the refs were clearly for Buffalo to win, as they was cheating and trying to find ways to cheat more and help Buffalo win the game, which they really did in the end. That was not a PI on Jair Alexander, straight garbage. But you got Benford literally holding and about to pull Rashad Bateman whole arm off, and nothing gets called. That was true. He said, and no PI when one of their corners was clearly riding Bateman's back like he was on a horse. And then that halftime field goal, that was pure garbage. They huddling up for that 2-point conversion when he clearly stepped out. Shouldn't have even happened. Like I said before, we got to beat the teams along with the refs. Every time we play Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, they doing everything in their power to keep Lamar and our Ravens from getting the Super Bowl, and it's getting ridiculous. Well, hopefully they don't do it in Cleveland.